because I am a huge Walking Dead fan, have not missed one episode. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on this kick-ass series. And I have to ask you, what was the one lesson you learned after working on The Walking Dead and taking and creating your creation and putting it into a show? What did you learn that you put forward for Invincible?
I mean, I guess it boils down to if it ain't broke, don't fix it. On Walking Dead, I was the lunatic in the room that was like, kill Rick Grimes this episode. People won't see it coming. It'll be great. Nobody will know. Fantastic. All apologies to Andrew Lincoln. Yeah, and so I would completely throw out comic book storylines and be like, we don't need this. Like, let's do something different. And then there were, some stuff in Walking Dead that I, felt was quote unquote sacred and wanted to make sure that we adapted that. But I was a lot more freewheeling and a lot more invested in trying to do something new with the TV show, and only to excite myself. I had written the Walking Dead comic and was like, I've done this. I don't want to do this again. Let's change things up.
Right.
When it came to Invincible, I still don't consider the comic book to be sacred or anything, but I definitely recognize that there are essential elements to the comic that need to be adapted, and I'm a little bit more open to retelling a story I've told before. And there's also been more time that has passed between writing those issues of Invincible and working on the show, and so it's actually more fun for me to get in there and try to tell the same story, but to tell it in a different, more complete, hopefully better way in the television show. So I guess I'm following things a little bit more closely, and I'm not quite as dismissive of young comic book writer Robert Kirkman as I was when I was working on The Walking Dead.
Well, yeah, and yeah, you've totally grown up, and what I find interesting too is that you started Invincible, started writing this in 2003. Now here we are in 2021, and you obviously had to adapt the show to make it a little bit more relatable. Was that
Yeah.
a challenge for you?
Not really. I think if it was a challenge, it was a very fun challenge. You're frozen. I don't know if we're. Are you? Oh, are we okay? Okay.
I'm
Your
good. Can
screen
you see
froze.
me now?
I didn't know if it was if we had lost you.
I'm, I'm
But yeah, I mean, I would look at it like a tremendous opportunity. If you're talking about, now I'm getting a Flash update. Okay, never mind. I thought Flash was dead. What's happening? This whole thing.
yeah.
I apologize.
It's
Uh,
okay. It's okay.
but but I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity. I think that Invincible was a very progressive comic book series for its time, but things have changed rapidly in this world for the better. And to get the opportunity to come in and update things and make things a little bit more modern and a little bit more accessible to all audiences, I think is really great. And I'm really proud of what we've been able to do with the show in that respect.
Absolutely. And let's just talk about this voice cast. Like, oh my goodness, like it's insane how many phenomenal actors you got. And I understand you didn't even audition anyone that was like, hi, I want to do my show. Of course, like who would say no to you?
Why would you audition any of these people? You know what they do. Like I don't understand the audition process sometimes, but go ahead.
No, absolutely. But Stephen Ewan, of course, who we all love and miss as Glenn on The Walking Dead. But of course, look at his star rising now. How did you know, that he would be so perfect in this role? I mean, he's not 17.
He's not 17, but I watched him I watched him adjust his character arc and craft his character arc over the course of 7 seasons on The Walking Dead. And when you're inside of it and you're seeing the scripts and you're seeing what he does with the scripts and you're seeing what the writers are doing with the character and what the actor is doing with the character, I think it's infinitely more impressive than what you're seeing just as an audience member. The things that he brought to the role, the heart, the nuance, the way an actor can just take a scene that's, a guy walks over and picks up a cup and Steven can, make you think he's rethinking his entire life while he's picking up that cup, is something that, is just really awe-inspiring, from him. And aside from, watching his, growth as an actor and watching him like just really utilize his craft in a really fantastic way on Walking Dead. He's also been doing a ton of things in the voice acting space. He's been on Voltron and I think Troll Hunters and a bunch of, various different shows. And each voice that he does on these shows is very different and very unique to that character. And so you can see even in his voice acting roles, he's putting a tremendous amount of care in everything that he does. And Invincible is a character that is going to start as a 17-year-old naive child that's entering into this very weird, very dangerous world, and is going to just be completely put through his paces and evolve immensely over the course of this show. And by the last season of this show, he will be a completely different character, an older, a mature, a more mature, battle hardened, different character. And I knew that we needed somebody that had that in them, that could go on that journey with that character. And Steven was that guy.
Yeah, last, I've got to ask you, you've given us so many great things. What are your dreams like?
Often my dreams these days are I'm at a party and I'm drinking something. I don't drink, so I'm drinking like a glass of water or something.
Okay.
And I look around and everyone's chatting and having a grand old time. And then I go, no one's wearing a mask. I'm going to die. And I have those COVID terror dreams like all the time. And then the dream spirals into a very elaborate James Bond-ish adventure of me trying to get out of the party without breathing anyone's exhales, and trying to find something I can use as a mask. And there's hot dog stands outside that are selling masks, but they won't sell them to me, and it's a whole thing. But so yeah.
There is another series bubbling up in your head, my friend. There you go. It is such a thrill to talk to you today. I wish I had more time. But seriously, thank you for everything. You're just such a talent, and best of luck. Stay safe, and where's that mask, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Robert. Take care. Bye-bye.